Hello and welcome back, everyone, to our 14th episode of Cardinfall. Wow, look at us. We got our new border. We've got an intro now. Every single one of those provided by our Karena, our entire production team. Um, uh, Thanks, Karena.
No problem. It was fun to make. How I
Uh,
spend
but
time.
Yeah. Hello and welcome back. So last we left off, we just got back to Cardinfall. You guys went onto your 6-month internships or otherwise downtime activities to learn a few things and expand your knowledge. Um, Also, you picked up a new friend in Crumbs, a rogue officer of the Embernox Guard who seems more equipped to go cooking than for catching bad guys.
Which is
Of
honestly
course,
just
that's what
me in general. Not really even like Crumbs.
um of course that's what you thought until you went to a district of the city in which you thought there was going in which you heard was being wardened off and quarantined by the Azarius Legion, which gathered your interest. You went there to investigate when their containment was breached, and large amounts of people made out of marble, as if they were crafted statues, came pouring out, turning some of the bystanders also into statues, or just killing them, as well as a large giant statue, which you all were able to fight off. But then at a turning point in the fight, uh, Azarius himself, the archangel leading the Azarius Legion, arrived on his blazing phoenix, eradicated the last of the enemies, and expressed his interest in meeting Karena's character, Aether, uh, whenever she would feel comfortable, um, giving her a means of contacting him in the future, but then deciding to respect her space and heading off once he sensed discomfort. Um, and then you all headed back to the Sounds of Sharon Whistle, where you, in the Gearhold district, where you plan to regroup, recharge, some of you in a more literal sense. And that's where we are now. Uh, yeah, go ahead.
So our next steps, I'm guessing, are trying to find that lost hunter, right?
I mean, it's certainly an option. Um, I would be into that for sure, but at the same time, you've got some stuff you can do if you want to.
Well, I think that finding someone that's missing is a little more pressing.
I mean, yeah, but I mean also your stuff's a little more close to home, so
Well, what do you think, Crumbs, over there in your little charging corner?
I forgot to unmute my microphone. Well, I'm just kinda. I think we should just do whatever you guys think is important. I'm just gonna still kind of getting into the groove of things around here. I don't want to like step on anybody's toes. I'll just hang out, make some cupcakes or something. I don't know. Let you guys make the big decisions for now.
So I wanted to check, are you guys like taking a rest, or it was pretty, if I recall, it was pretty early in the day when you guys got into your scuffle, but you did take quite a bit of damage, so
I guess we haven't rested yet, huh?
thought we took a because I remember asking at the end of last session if we're like taking a long rest.
sure,
I
and you're
never
welcome
raised
to.
my hit points.
I was just I was asking for like when you take your long rest, do you kind of just do it in the middle of the day, so you guys are free to act towards nighttime, or are you waiting to the end of the day then taking your long rest?
Well, considering I already pressed the long rest button
We'll just
last
be in the
time,
nighttime.
I'm assuming we're taking the rest of the day to just relax and then long resting overnight and not doing anything that would require battling. Because
we could do some sneaky nighttime espionage kind of stuff.
I mean, I definitely think it might be beneficial maybe to try to sneak out of the city at night since we're technically not supposed to leave the city. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't think we're supposed to leave. They never talk.
do you mean outside
are
the
they-
walls or outside Gearhold? Because we've left Gearhold plenty of times.
Oh no, we left Gearhold plenty of times. I mean, like outside of the wall. Although, are there actually laws that forbid people from leaving the Cardinfall to go into the woods?
Make a history check.
A history check. Oh boy. I'm
Let's see how
so
learned it
serious.
History is a surprisingly useful skill in this
I don't know why I
campaign.
checked. It's +0, so
I try to make history useful in every campaign, but that's just because I'm a nerd.
to the
Well,
right. We decided it was to the right of my arrow, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's unfortunate.
It doesn't matter as
I
long as you're
almost rolled a
consistent.
natural 20. Instead, I have a 9.
All right. Not significant in this group, I'm afraid. So yeah, I mean, probably not. I mean, who would want to go beyond the walls anyway, at your own risk, right?
Assuming
Yeah.
this is an open conversation, can I also see if I know it?
Of course, yeah.
This isn't about.
You have
faking
advantage
undead,
because you're.
is it?
No, but you do have advantage because you're an ex-police officer, Embernox
Okay, I'll
guard.
take it. Are you saying that I get advantage to remember all laws from now on? Is that what? I'm kidding.
Yeah, probably.
I won't hold.
I don't see why not.
I got a 15.
You got 15. Yeah, 100%. Of course it is.
Illegal to leave?
Yeah, not on the grounds of like, this is a crime that you should be punished for. It's more like how in some places, uh, things like self-harm are illegal. Not because they're like, you need to be punished for this action. More like, we want the ability to legally put you under our control because we don't feel that you're making safe decisions for yourself. Kind of law.
I also
Where
feel
like we don't feel like we're a responsible government if we just let people wander into the forest where they will certainly die. Which is why they established that law. So yeah, of course it is. It's 100% illegal. Not one that they have to like guard for very often. But yeah.
Well, I also feel like there's probably a certain level of like if it wasn't illegal to leave the city, then there is a possibility that people would start to leave and like maybe survive. And if one person survives outside of the city, I feel like the entire government of Cardinfall just collapses at that point. Because if there's one dude that made it, who would want to stay if you could make it?
Well, actually, there are people who live outside the wall. They're often called the Wild People, and the Zarius Legion and sometimes the Embernox Guard have to fight against them. But there's a significant amount of truth or propaganda, who's to say, that suggests that their life isn't too glamorous and they're often driven mad by the fey magics. Which, checks out, but it also is to the benefit of the Cardinfall government to ensure that people believe that. So you're not really sure what the truth is, but exactly for the reason that you said, that's what they make people believe. So there are people that live out there, but
Maybe we could ask your new friends in Jotunheim about how the hunters do it. Get some clues from there.
Probably, although we might need to reach out to Omar to get into Jotunheim because he was how I got in before, and he might be our only way to get back in. They're not really like letting people just walk in.
Right.
Okay, here's my other question. I just want to, do we get money from Omar?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got
Did we
$2,000.
We got 3,000?
2,000.
Okay. 2,000. Okay, because we didn't split that.
No, so what do you guys want to do with that?
We could try to do it 3 ways, or we could just do it 2. I don't know what
Trying to do
Crumbs.
math.
Crumbs,
Got
do
to
you have an
unmute myself.
attachment?
I was gonna say Crumbs had nothing to do with earning that money and deserves none of it.
Okay, I just wasn't sure if Crumbs was gonna be like, hey, wait a minute.
Hey, why do you guys get all that money for work you did? I don't get any of it. What the heck, guys?
Okay,
Crumbs
so
certainly seems like the kind of guy.
Crumbs is
Aether
definitely gonna
next
be like,
and
come
just-
on, like no.
split it in 2. So I guess I get 1,000 and then Aether gets 1,000 because Quipper's dead.
Sure.
Oh,
No, I mean that said, not to step on toes as I said, but Crumbs does have 8 gold.
Wow.
Just saying. Like,
I mean, we can
like
just
20,
borrow money
20,
from each
20,
other.
20 would be cool, you know. I'm just
Do
saying.
you want 20?
Crumbs doesn't feel comfortable asking for handouts, but more than 8 would be appreciated.
I'll
Ether
give.
will just give you 20. It's perfectly fine.
Thanks. Just in case. Like, what if we get split up and then I have to like buy a train ticket or something? You know, like.
Little bag with like an orange bow on it.
Well, I did get the trade pass, didn't I?
hey.
Yeah.
I think
Never mind, it's fine. I mean,
So if you want to go after the lost person, we can. We also can talk to that angel dude. If you're ready for that. If you're not, we can distract ourselves with something probably more dangerous.
Well, I mean, we don't know. I mean, we can just figure out what's going on without jumping into everything, maybe, hopefully. I don't know. I didn't really think this through. I just think it's important to try and help people out, I guess.
Sure. I mean,
also, I'm just putting this out there for our players that we should have discussed before, but I forgot about. Both Aether and Nyx, both of your special feats should be out now. So you should be able to find them to add them to
Yeah,
your character
I already
sheets.
added it.
Cool. Your Nyx's is called Giant Apprenticeship.
giant apprenticeship. Okay.
Crumbs has got pretty special feet too. They're all like metallic, heavy.
Features and
Wow.
traits, feats, manage feats.
Yeah, mine's Dunamancy internship, right? That one?
Yeah.
Cool, yeah, I have that. Ready to manipulate gravity for fun.
All right, let me read this real quick.
Keep in mind, Nyx doesn't know some of these things.
Yeah.
Lizzie can for the sake of preparation and understanding things ahead of time, but
I completely forgot about like so many artificer things over the break. Like I completely forgot about the stroke of genius thing as a reaction
Oh,
that I
yeah.
could do. I forgot about that. I realized after I'm like, I could have done that many times last session.
That is true. At least I kind of have the benefit of like having meticulously created this character during the break.
Mhm.
So it's like relatively fresh in my mind, but even I've forgotten a couple of things.
One of the other funny
It's just
things
so
is that we do stuff like battle royales to help get us back into like figuring out our abilities again. They don't work though. They're fun, but Krenna has never remembered her artificer like modifications for items
well, like
because
some
of those.
abilities, you know.
There's a lot.
It is for sure. I don't blame you. It's just
No,
our
that's
things don't work, and I'm happy with that because they're still fun. But
My brain can only hold so much.
cool.
you memorized every single event and thing and plot point I've ever mentioned, but you
I don't know how to play my own character. It's fine.
Okay.
I don't even really take notes anymore. That's the problem.
dude, I don't
Anyway.
take notes.
Brenna's camera is completely frozen for me. I don't know if that's
Oh?
happening
Oh, I'm not frozen.
to anyone else.
Everyone looks great
Oh
for me.
wait, oh. She like stopped
restarted
being
her
frozen
camera.
the second she went away. I saw her move to turn off her camera, and then
It works. All
Now
right.
oh wait, there she is. She was
Huzzah.
perpetual loading screen for a bit. Ha!
Rena has returned.
Hello,
Hi.
welcome back. Okay. So, if we have time before we like
You have so
really
much
plan
time.
on like reaching out to Omar or something to get help getting into Jotunheim, can I just do like a little bit of meditation?
Oh no.
Absolutely, you can. You have a whole long rest.
Yeah, yeah. Alrighty.
And you guys, like, after that point, it's probably... What time do you guys think you get up in the morning and do things?
Whenever the gears start turning in your hole.
That's
wake
like
up.
that's like 3:30 to 5 a.m.
I feel
Yeah.
like that's honestly when Aether would get up.
Up like
Actually, I'm gonna say this. Aether gets 4 to 6 hours of sleep every night because unlike the rest of you, she has to like her spells, when she prepares her spells, it's because she's physically building things that she thinks she might need for that day. So she has to wake up early as hell and get to work every single morning to be prepared for battle.
My
Um,
own personal meditation.
That just sounds like an
Filling
artificer to
jars.
me. Is like just sleeping 4 hours and then just like up at 2 a.m. Just like, I can build this bomb a little bit bigger though.
so like yeah, you're for sure up at like Cardinfall or Gearhold times, whereas the rest of you have your like blackout curtains, or I suppose just Nyx, because
Well, I was gonna
you
ask,
just charge.
did we just sleep
Mhm.
for the night or did we just rest during the day? Because if we just slept for the night, then you guys would have realized that Grums doesn't sleep at all. Like zero. He literally just like has to sit still and charge.
Yeah, he puts himself on the charging port for 4 hours.
Yeah.
And
So
or
it's
just collects
I mean, it's not
ambient
even really
celestial
a
energy.
charging port. He just kind of like idles and lets his like little magic generator just kind of like boot back up a little bit.
like Wally with the solar
Wait,
panel.
so
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what it is.
But
both
it's
of you guys
collecting
only need like
celestial energy.
both of you guys only need like 4 hours of sleep.
I mean, realistically, I'm pretty sure Aether does
Well-
require 8 hours. Ryan's just
Yeah,
saying
within the
artificer
rest,
stuff.
yes.
You know.
I'm saying that in my opinion, no D&D character sleeps 8 hours. They sleep like 6 hours ish, and the rest of that time is them applying healing magic to themselves or preparing their spells by writing stuff in their book and getting materials, or in artificer's case, they're building equipment that they'll use later.
This is a magic world. You don't need 8 hours of sleep to be healthy here.
Well, I don't. Who gets 8 hours of sleep? Crazy people. That's who.
Did
But
you see
also
these
like
dark circles? Do you see them? You don't get these from being unproductive. Well, you do
I was gonna
actually.
say,
but
Nyx
that's- yeah.
definitely takes every hour of sleep that she can, and when she hits her pillow at the end of the day, she is out. She is
Well, Nyx
sleep.
doesn't
I
have to
don't
prepare
know.
anything, and Nyx just
Nah.
Yeah,
wakes
Nyx
up and is
doesn't have
like,
to
"All
prepare
right, time
anything.
to hit stuff." Woo!
Also, I don't care how magical this world is. When you, 8 hours of just like you don't pass out and have a good night's sleep and then your mortal wounds heal. I think you're applying like medical in this world medical technology or magic that you have to like help you heal faster. Because my suspension of disbelief simply can't have you guys just go like, oh boy, I've been stabbed in the chest 30 times by a giant statue. I'm gonna take a good nap and that'll be just fine.
Then I frozen again. In mid yawn.
Huh?
Oh yeah, that's great. That's wonderful. Honestly, though, it is something about D&D, and I almost wonder if there are other RPGs that kind of handle it more realistically. Although I'd imagine at a certain point it just wouldn't be fun anymore if it was too realistic. But just the
D&D
idea
has
of like, if you get hit, you might bleed. That might make you hurt more, or like, I don't know.
D&D has a like realistic mode as an optional rule set in the DMG, which is that
Yeah, it
a
does.
short rest is 8 hours, and a long rest is I think 2 weeks. So you know, when you get very injured, you take a long break. This
Oh,
makes
the only problem
monks
the
and
only
warlocks except. I think we're getting off track.
the only
Yeah,
problem,
I
I,
wanna
the only problem I
meditate.
have with that is like I
I
feel
need
like
to
a
be
lot
drunk.
of classes should get their spells back after 8 hours, but they wouldn't if they did it that way.
That makes warlocks and monks great because they're the only ones that get their stuff back.
Well, yeah, which is good for like short rests, but it'd be like, oh, the wizard cast fireball. He's gotta chill for 2 weeks before he can do that again.
All right.
that's
Do you
why.
guys want to get back into Cardinfall?
I
Sure.
want to do room
Sounds
so I
great.
can meditate.
Okay, right. Nyx goes to her room to meditate. I'm making the decision. You guys took a long rest right after you got back. You can continue to sleep or do whatever you want. the night afterwards. But Nyx goes into her room to meditate. I would
I'm
like
gonna
for you.
while this is going on, I'm gonna go build that thing that I wanted to build for someone that I mentioned last week.
Ah, yes. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
I have no creative plans. I work on my pot pie recipe.
Oh my
All
gosh,
right.
that sounds good.
First things first. Nyx, I want you to make a wisdom check.
I'm so wise. Let's hope for a good roll, because it's just a straight roll.
You know, I'll give you advantage.
Advantage?
Mhm.
Okay, good. What? 17! That's a
Okay.
good one.
All right. You sit in your room. Or do you sit in Aether's room?
No, I'll sit in like a closet or on the roof or something. I don't want to disturb Aether's space. Like,
Well, Aether's in the workshop. Um,
okay, then I guess I'll use the room. I don't know. I'll use Quipper's old room.
okay, that sounds great. You
'Cause
sit in
I'm
Quipper's
sure
old
Aether doesn't want
room,
me hotboxing in her room.
and unlike Aether's room that has been somewhat soundproofed, their room is not. You can hear the gears and the hammers from outside. You can hear the machines and the constructs starting to cool down, and you can hear hiss coming out from the cooling systems of Gearhold. There's just like the smell of brass, and just kind of like almost in a pleasant sense, the corrosion of some metals. Um, and you kind of just it's very different from the forest you're used to meditating in, but you start to hear this like trickling and like pitter patter as raindrops start to hit the brass, and this brings a familiar sense to you, and you begin to focus inward on yourself, and eventually you start to hear again the like small motor of purring behind like around your neck, and you start to feel it reverberate through your spinal column, and eventually this scent of fur hits your nose, and at some point in that you like do a big sneeze, and as you lift up you realize that there's a huge weight on your shoulders.
There's weight on my shoulders. Can I like try to touch it?
Sure. Um, so you go ahead and touch, and you can just feel this like soft fur of a large cat who's just kind of laying on your shoulders. It's not domestic cat sized. Like the full width of this cat is like this big, and it's sitting on your shoulders with each a leg hanging down here and another behind you, and it's just like sitting on there. And you begin to touch it, and it goes, ah, hello.
Eee.
I believe I'm the manifestation of Nyx's spirit. I'm I am everything that you are. Elegant, powerful, strong. And it begins to stand up, and it begins to walk on your shoulder, and it goes, "My name is," and falls off your shoulder and like tumbles to the ground. You can see it's this like large cat that's probably like I'm gonna say maybe 3 feet in like length of body, add another foot in tail, and it's got this like yeah, it's a big cat, not panther sized, but it's a big cat. uh it's got this uh, like tan coloration, and its eyes, it's panther-like face, but its eyes are much larger and forward facing, and it's got this almost like wild look in its face. If you want to look up what it's called, look up a bay cat. um so that's what it looks like. And what is the name of this cat, Lizzie?
I think I named it Enoki, like the
Enoki.
mushroom.
Ah, my name is Enoki. I will be your spirit guardian. What can I do for my Nyx? and it like does this little bow and stumbles on the way down.
Oh God. I've been waiting so long to meet you, and I'm just gonna go over and give little scritches behind the ears.
I've been waiting. Oh, yes, behind the ear. And it like it goes leans into you and it starts to purr and you see it's like a tail like wrap around your arm.
Oh my gosh, you have to come and meet my friends. They're gonna be so excited.
It begins to do the thing where it like extends its claws out a bunch and it's just like doing that.
Oh my gosh, we have to go downstairs. I have to show you to all of my friends. I'm just gonna like pick it up very unelegantly and just like run down the stairs.
Okay, you go down the stairs and you guys see this like large cat that's like barely fitting in her arms, just like sitting there and it's got like the crazy eyes look going on.
Where did you get that? Did you take that from someone?
No, it's a manifestation of my spirit. Inoki, say hi.
And it just like does a like purr at you.
What?
This is what all my meditation. Oh wait, hold on. Let me put it down. This is what all of my meditation has made. This is like my spiritual guardian.
It jumps up on the counter where you have one of your tools sitting around and it looks at you, Aether. It touches one of the tools and pushes it over onto the ground.
No.
Thank you. Please
And
don't do that again.
it daintily steps over to like one of your storm glass jars.
No.
Puts its hand on it.
I'm like Tetris stacking things. My arm, like,
Yeah.
Just like looking at this cat while grabbing things,
No.
like, that's great.
So I guess it's kind of unfortunate because since it's a manifestation of my spirit, it's basically like me 2.0.
But in cat form.
But in cat form, we're gonna work on this. Inoki, you can't just do that. I know you want to, trust me, I do too. But those things are bad.
You will hurt yourself. Don't play with them.
Friend.
Can I pet him? Can I pet you? Pet.
You like scritch on the top of its head and does that thing where it like puts its whole teeth up into like it all at first looks almost like a growl, but then you realize just like a weird goofy smile and its full toothed mouth is there, and it's just like leaning into your scritches.
All right. Well, magic mystery cat. Sure we'll get along fine as long as you don't break my things. I work very hard on that. Maybe I can make something for you one day if you don't break my things. So how did you make a cat?
So when I was staying with Golrion in Jotunheim, Golrion's like super spiritual and all that stuff, and so Golrion taught me how to meditate and told me that if I meditated enough, I could manifest my spirit into physical form and have a friend. And so that's what I've been doing.
I don't understand how you build a cat with your spirit, but okay. Guess we see it right here.
And a lot of mushrooms. That's why he's named Inoki. Like the mushroom.
Okay, I don't understand, but okay.
These guys, they're so big.
I'm glad to have a new friend. Well,
Hey, Aether, it's actually pretty simple. Magic. I'll have to start working on that cat food recipe.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Can you make little cat treats? In the shape of fish and stuff?
Yeah, I'll just have to figure out what cats like. There's like a book on that or something.
oh, that reminds me. And I run back into the workshop and I close the door to run and finish what I'm working on.
Alright then.
At the mention of food.
Right, now we can get on to you.
We'll go get some
I'd
fish.
like for you to first make a I guess well, you didn't really investigate them, did you? I'm gonna have you make
No.
a perception check at advantage. and I'll let you use intelligence instead of wisdom for this.
They're both
So
the
you,
same.
okay.
That is 17.
17. I think that'll be enough. Can you just make a smith or a tinkering tool check?
Yeah. Da-da-da-da-da. That's intelligence and proficiency, right? I always forget.
Yeah.
23.
23. Okay, you've got a great start. You don't think it'll be done today, though? You think it could help
Okay.
a lot if you took a good look.
Okay. I'll come back out. Nothing we see here is fine. Don't worry about it. What are we talking about? Cat? Let's talk about the cat more.
I feel like by then I'm already back in the kitchen.
Yeah, you're back in the kitchen. I'm not gonna make you roll for your apple pie recipe.
Can I roll to see if I can figure out cat treats? He's like, the pie recipe's whatever. Now I gotta do this stuff. Can't have that cat.
Make a nature check.
A nature? Oh no.
Mhm.
Are cats
Or
fiends?
also, or no, also a well. What are your other options?
Fae or undead?
Roll at advantage.
Hey, got him. Ah, that's like a 14. Oh no, that's an 11. I forgot it was a nature check. It's only an 11.
All right. Cats like fish.
Fish. All right. Just make like a fish biscuit. It sounds so horrible.
Slap.
Terrible.
You make a fish sandwich, is what you do.
Pretty much. Like a little mini one though.
Yeah.
Fish sliders.
Yeah. Inoki eats it. Walks over and like puts it in her mouth, and then she looks at you, and as she's looking at you, she's just doing. And it seems to be eating it, but like doesn't eat with
Realization
its
is
mouth
also-
closed at all. Just like full teeth.
I also have just now realized that I could literally just ask what you like to eat because you can speak. You're not a cat. You're like some kind of talking.
Manifestation of my spirit.
You guys have never seen it speak.
Oh, okay, never
I
mind.
can
then.
ask Anoki, what do you like to eat?
Because it is technically a familiar, it just tells your mind. Um, it tells your mind, I would like to consume the souls of the innocent.
Hey, on the lines of like mac and cheese or pizza?
You know what? The souls of the innocent isn't that hard though. You just like it's basically just most like meats in general.
SpaghettiOs will do.
Ah,
Oh,
nice.
Or
Yeah.
also salmon.
okay, crumbs. Anoki likes spaghettios and salmon.
Together.
I will never forge a more heretical food than salmon spaghettios, but I suppose I will do it for the cat. It will feel like pure blasphemy, but it will be done.
Crumbs, how are you able to like cook all of these things for so long without knowing what anything tastes like?
Well, there's a little bit of like a science to food, you know, a little bit of like kind of chemistry. Like there's a little bit of my dad told me what tasted good at some point, and so I just kind of go off of that. And like I also just it's a mix of like I know what people think tastes good, and then there's like a little bit of like kind of chemistry involved. So I take those two things and just put them together, and then just hope it comes out okay. And then when people taste it, they're like, "Yeah, this is pretty good." Then I'm like, "Okay, it must be pretty good." If they're like, "Oh, this is horrible," and I'm dying of food poisoning, then I know not to do that one again.
Sounds about right.
It's a process. It's a learning. It's a good learning process. So I'm gonna apologize in advance if I ever, if that combining doesn't work out. I might make some things that taste pretty bad sometimes.
So would you guys? So let's say, unless you want to do anything else, the night passes. You guys can wake up in the morning at the appropriate times for each of you. What are you guys doing?
And our temp HP morning pancakes.
I was gonna say during the night times, I was going to sneakily but not sneakily. Where is Crumbs in the night times? Like
I don't know.
where in the
I mean, I guess just some corner out of the way. Honestly, probably in like the main room by the front door. Because he does have to long rest for 6 hours. Like, he does have to do that. But he doesn't have to sleep. He just kind of goes into what D&D describes as, like, sentry mode. Where he just sits motionless and just is, like, just blank staring, pretty much. So I'd probably just set up staring at the door, really. Just to kind of, like, keep watch while, like, recharging. So.
Okay, never mind.
Like the main room, staring at the door.
Great. And so the rest of you, what's your plan for the day?
Are we going to talk to Omar?
I guess so. That would maybe we can shoot him a text or an email on our fancy tablet thing.
We'll just ask like, hey, can you help us go to Jotunheim to help someone?
Oh my god, a cat! Oh wait, no, he doesn't need to know that. But if there's space,
You can tell him.
okay.
All right.
Ooh,
Tap,
you'll
tap,
meet
tap, tap,
new
tap.
people, Anoki.
Hello, Omar. Hope you're having a good day and we're not bothering you. Smiley face. Would it be possible for you to help us get to Jotunheim? Send something like that.
Sure. He sets a time for you to come sometime after he's free of meetings and is back at his house. We go through with that. You guys head over to his house. Hey guys. Welcome back to my house. I can probably take you over. Obviously I'm happy to help you out as much as I can, but it's inefficient to head over to Jotunheim for a little trip. So I trust what you're doing is important. And just keep in mind, it's not super easy to get over there.
Right.
All right, I won't be right. I'm able to give you the power of flight for a little bit, but I won't be going over with you this time.
Right.
Fine. Oh my god, Omar, look at the cat. They're just gonna pick Anoki up and like put them right in front of Omar's face.
Thank you. I think I'm allergic to cats.
Oof.
Anoki doesn't actually have like fur though.
Inoki 100% has fur.
Really?
Magic cat dander.
Magic dander.
It's even worse than the regular kind.
I'm just gonna put Anoki around my shoulders like a scarf.
Oh my god, just like
Yeah.
just cat legs, like hello. But we promise we're not just going for sightseeing or anything. We're trying to go on another case, if you will.
Sounds fantastic. Let's get you over there. Head her over on the metro. Get aboard the station. Go to the edge of the wall. Wait for an appropriate time. Can I make all of you do a group stealth check as he extends the electric wings across your back and.
Yeah.
Separate stealth check for Anoki.
No.
Okay.
Anoki can give you advantage if you would
It's
like.
not
The
gonna
help
matter.
action.
It's not gonna matter very much, but
I don't think I'll need advantage because I just rolled a natural 20 plus 6.
Okay.
Nyx just disappears.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's perfect. There's nothing better than that.
Well, by my do you like that? By my own rules. Actually, would you like Inoki to give someone else advantage?
I had disadvantage.
I
so.
also have disadvantage.
Anoki could give
Just
advantage
blundering,
to Tom
just
because
like.
Tom made them salmon spaghettios.
Well, if I had didn't have disadvantage, then I would have gotten 13.
13. Okay. And with that, we'll be okay. I really didn't feel like dealing with that. But yeah, keep in mind, familiars have the ability to do the help action and other things like that. Usually since you didn't know that, that's fine, but usually I'll ask you to describe in some way how Inoki will help.
Okay, how do
in
Crumbs is just
decide that I have a
clanging
familiar
along,
on
and the
D&D
cat just
Beyond?
like
Go over all on the tabs, like where you click equipment and all the actions and all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
I believe all the way on the right it has creatures somewhere.
Equipment, other possessions.
honestly, I don't know
Creatures?
if D&D Beyond does have creatures. Like that is
It it
one of like the
it does.
shortcomings, I'm pretty sure.
Extras.
Extras. Manage extras. Choose a category.
Extras,
Oh,
Text or
familiar.
familiar. There it is.
Mhm.
Type.
dude, I've been using D&D. I have
They don't have day
invested
pass.
so much money in D&D Beyond and did not know about that feature.
Correct, it is Panther.
Panther.
That's amazing.
Nope.
How have I gone so long without knowing about that?
Cute.
That's great.
A little out of the way, but that's a fun fact. You can also do that with wild shapes and other things like that.
Okay, so and then is Inoki gonna have like these abilities that a panther has, or are you changing some things?
Inoki has all the abilities of a panther. The only difference is Inoki can't attack and make attack rolls and damage, but technically Inoki can. Inoki can make attack rolls against a target, but instead she can only do the shove or grapple actions.
Okay.
She can also do all other actions that a familiar can do, like the help action or anything like that. Inoki in combat will move on your turn.
All right. So it's not gonna have its own turn.
No.
Okay. Cool.
Well, it is its own turn. It just moves on yours.
Okay. Cool. Sorry. I just tried to look at all of this stuff because I didn't want to add them before I actually got them.
Something else to keep in mind, Inoki does count as an enemy, so if you have an Inoki next to somebody, you get sneak attack.
Oh, you mean as an ally?
Yeah.
Okay. Dope.
And no keys.
However, they can also kill her, which is fine, but then you'll lose her until you take a long rest.
Okay. I don't know if I've yet found a way to like, because like Caleb can like dispel Frumpkin.
Yeah.
Like, Nyx doesn't realize she can dispel Inoki yet. She just
Okay.
had Inoki out this whole time.
You just run into a wall by accident, just.
Okay, cool. This will probably be a learning curve. I'm just gonna warn you in advance.
Mhm.
I will do my best though to make things run smoothly. Cool. Okay.
All right. So you guys head over. You guys. Oh yeah, something else you notice. The smell is very damp and not sewer stench, but not great. As you're leaving the house earlier in the day, you see a news report go on that states that I did it each game we do. I do a random roll for like things that happen in the world, and today is a pretty mundane event, which is that there's been heavy rains over the days leading to this, and the pumps in the upper districts that maintain all of that filter water and that kind of stuff are broken. And this just means all over the under districts there's just like rainwater pouring down onto everyone. It's water that has been it hit the streets of the upper district, ran through some like filter pipe systems, and now is falling on all your guys' heads. so it's super dirty and gross, and it smells terrible. It's not sewer, but it's still like street water gunk.
That's
And it's just the whole under districts.
Nice.
Yeah, so that'll be going on for a few days. Although I suppose better than a breach in the and just like the whole like
Burning
district
the
being
stone.
cordoned off. Yeah. So you can work with that. Oh, another thing I totally forgot to add. Going back in time, because I'm bad. You got some mail.
We have
You
mail?
got some mail in the morning.
Mail.
All right. If you I assume Aether opens up the mail. You can see in your mailbox there is a small letter with the seal of the Azarius Legion on it.
Uh,
Do you open it?
okay. Yeah, I go inside first.
Of course.
Just in case it blows up. I don't want it to blow up in the street.
Sure.
Okay.
You open it
blow
up.
up in your own house? Okay.
I can fix it.
Yeah. You open it up. This paper is not it's not a personal letter of any kind. It's not from Azarius himself. It's an official set of documents that simply state, due to orders from the Archangel himself, you and your cohorts have been given permission to enter the quarantine zone of the Northern Axel Stone District. Um, You've been set up as independent contractors of the Azarius Legion for this purpose. You have no obligations. However, you are permitted to enter there anytime. Show these documents to the Azarius Legion at the quarantine zone, and they will allow you to pass through. Please cooperate with any and all Azarius instructions in the district by Azarius scouts and soldiers within. Otherwise, you are free to do as you see fit, and as long as you don't commit any other crimes.
Any other crimes?
Basically,
Okay.
you're free to do whatever you want in there, but that doesn't mean you can just murder people. You're not above the law because you're there.
Darn.
This good
Uh,
is already a
We
crime.
can't legally murder people.
However, technically speaking, you're under the protections of the Azarius Legion in a legal way. So while you're in there, as long as you're following the basic rules of like the official rules of an Azarius Legion contractor, you're entitled to their protection in the way of like any decisions you make on the job that may or may not turn out so good, that could endanger others. As long as it's done in good faith, you are reasonably protected by the law. At least
Ooh.
that's the general wording. How that pans out is, who's to say?
So, from this letter then, are they still, like, dealing with stuff over there then?
It doesn't specify, but you do gather, obviously, that there are scouts and soldiers within that district. What they're doing, you can't really know for sure, but you could take a good guess that they're investigating, fighting, figuring out what's going on, but it offers no details.
Cool. Starring that.
The only name listed on it, by the way, is yours.
Cool.
It just says anybody that you bring along is cool, and it offers some specifications like you can't bring more than 10 people, and all of these people's safety and safety is your responsibility, all that kind of stuff.
Good thing I don't have that many friends.
Basically, they're saying like, hey, you can't let everybody come in, and also there is a media blackout on this event. If you tell anybody, you're legally obligated. You're liable for legal difficulties.
Okay, so don't say anything and follow the law that people aren't supposed to know about. Okay. And I will, like, obviously relay this. Be like, hey, we can go to this place now if we want to. I don't really want to.
And
Don't
I
get
think
too
you're frozen
stoned.
again.
I'm frozen?
Yeah.
She's back for
Wait,
me. She's
you're
back
just
for me.
unfrozen. You just got back. You're good.
Why do I keep freezing?
I don't know.
Blasphemy.
You're good now.
Maybe I'll change Wi-Fi during break or something. So, Jotunheim? I'm
Yes.
guessing is that the plan?
Unless you want to discuss that, we can go back into Jotunheim.
Time travel.
Wait,
Yeah.
quick question. Quick question. Are there places to buy health potions in Jotunheim?
Maybe. You know they're in the district, so you can look around and do that if you would like.
Cool.
Shopping episode.
Actually, you know who's great for things like health potions? Celia Soot. Unless you guys want to roleplay anything else, I'm not gonna do her music and all that kind of stuff. But you want to buy health potions? How much do you want to buy, and what kind?
I don't know, but also, if we're seeing Celia, Inoki's gonna be put on display yet again to Celia, full on.
Ah,
Because I have a cat.
I see. I haven't seen a familiar of this kind in some time. And she like holds it like a baby, and then like wrapped like this, and picks it up and inspects it and hold it upside down. And Inoki just kind of like doesn't seem to react like Inoki seems to with other people, but just calmly gets flipped around and inspected. You've done such a good job. Fantastic on your spirit familiar. It's obviously much more formidable than most wizard familiars.
Yeah. It's pretty great. Anyways, let me see. How many health potions should we get?
Oh.
How much are each of the health potion levels? And how many do you have of each?
Let me see here.
We do
Um,
probably.
I'm sorry, I wasn't prepared for
You weren't prepared for this?
No, I should have been though, considering the circumstances. So I'm a little fool.
Yeah.
Okay. So, healing potions, I think, are 75 gold each. I think greater healing potions are, I think, 200 gold each. And I think a superior healing potion is probably, I'm gonna say 800 gold.
I was looking at, I think it's, I don't remember which supplement book it is, but there's a supplement book that describes like making potions, and like the cost increase between the different levels of potions is not at all in proportion to like the increase in healing that they do.
No, it is not.
Economically and time wise, it is 1,000% more efficient to just produce a boatload of the simplest potions than it is to produce any other potion. Like, why
For
you would
sure.
ever make any potions of healing beyond like level 1, I could never comprehend why you would do that. I guess maybe because the idea is like, if you have a billion hit points, you need to drink bigger potions, but like,
Very few people
It's-
need a superior or supreme healing potion.
it's absurd the price difference compared to the quality of
Yeah.
healing that they provide.
Also, keep in mind, I believe what we do is that healing potions do max healing.
Yeah, we don't like roll the dice for it. It's just
Yeah.
which is regular's 2d4 plus 4, and then
Yeah.
greater's 4d4 plus 4, and
Mhm.
superior is
8d4.
8d4. Okay. I'm just writing this
Supreme
down.
is 10d4 plus 20.
But Celia doesn't have any supreme.
100%.
No, she does not, and you couldn't afford it if you did. Oh yeah, sorry. So regular healing is 2d4 plus 2. Greater is 4d4 plus 4. Superior is 8d4 plus 8. And supreme is 10d4 plus 20. Basically, it goes, I think the first one will do 10 second will do 20. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Mm.
I just like completely zoned out for a second
And then
staring at
40
numbers.
and then 80. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, so it goes 10, 20, 40 hit points for you guys.
Okay.
How many are you buying and what kind?
Um it how many Aether doesn't have a ton of healing stuff, right?
Not
But
a lot.
Crumbs
I have
sort of does?
like cure wounds at first and second level, and then I have healing hands, which is just my level. So like you get 8 points. I think that's all.
Okay. Because I'm trying to figure
Um,
out if it's more worth it just to get a few of the regular, because I also don't know like what Crumb's healing abilities are.
I can tell you. So obviously there's the cookies, which are useless. I also have I know we have something. Come on, where's it at? You know, actually, now that I'm looking at it, most of my abilities are combat oriented. I'm not as much of a healer as I make myself out to be. I do have. I mean, okay. So to be fair, I have healing word. I have cure wounds. I have That's it for now. I put a lot
Okay.
more. I put 5 levels in Blood Hunter and 3 levels in Cleric. I will say though, from here on out, I have no intention of ever leveling up Blood Hunter again. So I do plan on putting more into that. But for now, my options are a little limited.
Okay. Hold on one second.
I
feel
do
like
have
we probably
proficiency with
do
medicine checks, so like I can stabilize people at least.
We
Okay.
probably
Oh
be fine
wait,
with
Ryan.
regular.
Ryan agreed that I could have access to Goodberry, so I do
that is
have
correct.
that. I do have that.
You do have that in your inventory.
Yeah. Still have to find. I need to like make some way that lets me add that to my spell list.
Maybe it's just worth it for because a superior, while great, is so expensive, and I only have $1,000.89. I think I also have platinum. One platinum's 100 gold, right?
10 gold.
Yeah, yeah.
One platinum.
10 or 100?
No, one platinum's 10 gold. Yeah.
10 gold. Okay, so then I have 199. Um, okay. I can get. Sorry, let me do some maths. Quick maths. Maybe 1 greater, 3 regular. From just if that's just considering me and stuff that I'm gonna pay for to hold on to.
Mhm.
How much are the regular ones again?
75 gold each.
I'll get.
I'll actually get 4 to make it an even 5.
I do also feel like it's worth considering. In how many fights, recently at least, have we really been so on the ropes that healing was like beyond essential? Because like while
Well, I
I do
mean,
only have access to like cure wounds and healing word, how much more are we gonna need than maybe me like throwing out healing word once or twice to get Lizzie to get up?
sure, but then again, it's better to have something in case either of you guys are unable to heal at any point. Because like I'm not able to heal myself in any way whatsoever, except
That
dependent on you guys.
that was why I convinced Ryan to give me Goodberry, because I can actually distribute those to everyone. Like you can just use Goodberry as
Why
long
are
as
you
you're
showing
pumped.
off your hornet right now?
I love it very much.
The only
I like
good
it more
thing
alive,
about
though.
I was gonna say the only good thing about that hornet is that it's dead.
Yeah,
Just saying.
that's my fault. Ryan's still unhappy with me about that. I just was concerned for the safety of other people because it was previously living in a dryer in the laundry room of WC.
It's not that you killed it, it's how you killed it.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm a terrible person, I know it.
Okay,
I
how did
felt
she?
awful.
I have to derail this even further. How did she kill that wasp? I have to know.
Well, see, here's the thing. It was living in one of the dryers and was not flying around when I walked in. It was still in one of the dryers.
It was missing a wing.
You
And I
ran the
closed
dryer.
the door and I ran the dryer.
That's not that. I mean, that's
Yeah,
pretty
but
bad.
it's really sad, and I felt awful. And I told Ryan about it immediately, so I felt so bad.
I honestly think, I'll be perfectly honest. I feel like you would be pretty hard pressed to find someone that actually had genuine sympathy for a wasp. I'm just saying.
It was a beautiful hornet. I will give it
I
that.
Or whatever.
But I was very concerned for other people and their allergies. I didn't want to send anybody into anaphylactic shock that day because they got stung by a hornet trying to do laundry. So, yeah.
You know
Anywho,
what?
I'm going to get 4 regular healing and 1 greater healing potion.
I'm not
That
really
sounds
into that,
great.
Ryan.
So that'll be
I'll get
500 gold from me
I think
to
if
Steve.
if
I'll get 2 regular ones.
Okay. Cynthia easily has all of those. If you guys went much more than that, I don't think she would have it, but she definitely has those. Although it sounds like she won't be able to do much more of those for some time.
It's okay.
So just, be aware, limited stock.
Apparently, I have 1 health potion.
Uh,
Didn't know that.
Yeah, keep an eye on those. They're very
I know
helpful.
now. I just wrote it in a weird place for some reason.
It means that I can do more things.
My brain is not present today. Please don't kill me.
Potion of healing
No,
greater.
that's not up to me.
1. Cool.
nice.
Some things.
Cool. I
Um,
love shopping and spending 500 gold in one swipe.
uh,
So much money. Can you imagine
uh,
just spending $500 on some juice?
also, keep in
Oh, I
mind it's
thought you
not
were just gonna
dollars.
say.
it is gold.
I thought you were gonna just say $500 in general. I was gonna be like, yeah.
Well, yeah, you don't have to imagine.
Couldn't imagine something like that. That's about how much I've spent on camping supplies in the last 2 days. Yeah, but gold is like a lot more than $1.
It is.
So that's not just $500. That's like it's a lot of money.
5,000 on juice.
Mhm. Yeah, but it's like magical healing juice. It's like buying the supreme medical supplies of the world.
Yeah, I know, but sometimes it feels like like kombucha, they're like, it's magical healing stuff, and like it's just kombucha, and it's like imagine spending like that much on kombucha
Okay,
is
but
just
this is like real though. This is like literally juice you can drink and your broken leg just sets itself and stops being
I
broken.
know. But can you imagine 5 things of kombucha costing you $5,000? Wild.
If it worked.
Dude, if essential oils worked like this, you bet I'd pay $1,000.
Bro, I'd be so into such like those magic crystals. If you could like cast cure wounds from those magic crystals, I would totally be like a crystal guy.
Question. This is completely derailing from us playing D&D.
Right, we're so good at this today. We're
We're already
professional.
gone.
We are professionals.
But
If
like,
anybody
can
is watching
healing
this, just know we are professionals.
we are professionals. Can healing potions cure acne?
Probably not,
Um,
because that's not like
A
a long.
wound.
I imagine healing potions could probably cure things that a long rest could cure. And
Have
you
you ever
know.
just slipped off a pimple?
I think the answer depends on who you got it from
I think you would need a
um,
lesser restoration for that.
Celia's? No. A
Okay.
bard's? Yes.
Okay. Very cool. So it depends on the flavor of juice.
100%. 100%.
Amazing.
Juice flavor.
Healing juice flavor.
Does Nix want to know that?
What the flavor of the juice is? No, Nyx doesn't need. Nyx doesn't have acne.
I was
She
gonna
can't.
say, is Nyx even like physically capable of getting acne? I feel like you could
She's
just like
capable of
shape
getting
shift it
acne.
away.
Yeah, if she wanted to get acne, she could, but she doesn't want acne, so she doesn't give it to herself. But can you imagine just her going, "Hey Celia, can this cure acne?" And her being like, "No, but why do you ask?" And her just being like, "Oh, I'm just curious. I don't get acne. I just wanted to know." Like,
Sure. Okay. So that has happened. We've had this conversation. Moving on. You guys are in
A
Jotunheim.
couple of bottles of Neutrogena or whatever
What
it
are you
is.
guys doing?
Is that right? I don't know. I never had acne, so I don't know what acne treatments are.
Cardinfall, CeraVe, cleansers.
I had to mute my mic.
I'm sorry, Ryan.
Yeah, it's whatever.
Put it back on the
We're
track.
doing this today.
I just
Okay. So we have to find whoever you were talking to that told you about their son. You said that went missing, part of a hunting group.
Yeah, so they didn't talk to me directly. They talked to Golrion. I think I remember where they are because they were kind of a regular.
Okay. It feels like we have, two options from what you talked about. Well, maybe we can do both. Figuring out, what they look like, maybe if they have any special armor or weapons, things that maybe if they were dropped could help us trace them, and or talk to the members of their party, figure out what their different stories are. Maybe there are threads that converge, or maybe they can give us some glimpses into what kind of things are out there.
Yeah, I definitely think those are good options. It might also be worth it to see if we can find somebody willing to walk out with us a little bit so we're not
That's true.
completely on our own wandering through the wilderness in a place we're completely unfamiliar with.
Right.
Like a
Sounds.
hunting guide.
All right, well, lead the way.
I guess we can stop at the lady's house first and ask her about her son in a kind way, as kind as possible. I don't know if she'll remember me, but we can give it a try.
I feel like you're kind of hard to forget.
Thanks.
Uh-huh.
So you don't know who it was. So you can go to Golrion.
We can go over to Golrion.
Okay. Uh, all right. Um, let's see. All right. You go over to Golrion. She goes, ah, uh, it's so good to see you again, Nix. I didn't expect to see you so soon.
I did it.
Oh, great job. I'm so proud of you. Um, who are these, and is she speaking giant to her, by the way? Who are these, others you've brought?
Oh, yes. These are my friends. This is Ether and this is Crumbs. He makes a mean salmon spaghettio dish. Anoki loves it. That's my cat, by the way.
Mm.
please don't make that what Crumbs is known for. It's not why he lives.
Um, we were here because I remembered that one lady whose son went missing in the hunting party. And we don't really have a lot to be doing right now, and we're kind of like private investigators of sorts. And we were interested in helping her find her son and maybe solving the mystery. And I didn't remember who she was, and I was interested in helping her, so that's why we are here today. Also, because I wanted to show you Anoki. They're pretty great. They give great cuddles, and they like ear scratchies.
Well, I'm so proud of you for creating Anoki. Um, I'm not. So the person you're speaking of, let's see. Her name is Sadrith. Um,
Spelling.
I'm sorry.
How do you
Oh,
spell it?
Sadryth. Her son is Ovarus. Ovarius. Um, her son is young and missing, and I won't allow you to find her and speak to her. To be quite frank, I find it unlikely that her son is alive, and I will not offer her false hope that you might be able to find him.
Okay.
You're welcome to explore and find what you want, and if you come up with results, then we can talk. But I'm not gonna have you dig up this wound.
Okay.
And Nix, I know you're prone to do your own thing, but you cannot speak to her.
Okay. We won't. I won't speak to her. I promise. I pinky promise.
Giant's oath, and she puts her hand forward. And she just kind of like holds onto your arm like to do a grasp thing, but she's so much larger than you. She's like, I think she's 9.5 to 10 feet tall.
She just
She's
like
tall.
holds
She's
my
big.
whole forearm.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. Yeah, that's what's going on there.
Can you?
Uh, so if you'd like to know some, I can show you where he went out. Good luck traversing the forest. I don't think any of you have ever spent any time there.
Well, that's another thing. We were hoping to maybe talk to the hunting party that returned with him, hear the different stories. I know they're all different, but it might just give us some clues, maybe find somebody willing to walk out with us since we're so unfamiliar with the territory.
Sure. That's something I could perhaps arrange. If you'll stay here for some time, I could give them a call. I can't promise all of them will come, but some of them might.
As many as possible is great. It doesn't have to be all of them. It's just if we're able to find anything about this stone giant that went missing, it might, I don't know, get some answers and some closure, if that makes sense.
I see. Um, yes, this can be arranged, and understand that there's other things going on as well. Um, be careful in the forest; it's dangerous there. We've had others go missing. Um, there was a dragon who went missing recently,
Oh
uh,
no.
so be aware of that. Um, and now that was, I think that was about a month ago, maybe more. So just be aware, be careful out there. We never know what lurks. Also, just in general, be aware of the effects of the Feywild. You don't know how it's going to affect your mind or body spending your time out there because a good region of it is unprotected.
Okay. How long can we stay out there before we're altered?
Depends on the person. Not all of the area outside there affects people in the same intensity. Uh, and the pockets move and shift. And like when you look up in the clouds, sometimes there's pockets of even in the thickest clouds where you can see the sky. You can imagine it as something like that. Some places it's thicker than others, and where that place will be is unpredictable if you can't see it. Um, we have some of us who are able to see that kind of thing. Some of our hunters are more capable of that than others, but realistically, it's just about getting in and out as quickly as possible.
Okay. I'm relaying all of this to everybody in like common and stuff.
Right. I'm just writing notes.
Okay. Any other questions?
I guess we just wait for the other hunters to get here. Seems like we're definitely going to need help.
Yeah, I think so.
Here.
Forgot to mention the fact that I can also, totally unrelated to what's currently going on, but I do also have proficiency with alchemist supplies. I could try to make potions.
Yeah.
Ooh. That's fun.
Who? Fancy.
And I could make bottles for them.
I can make
Except potion of
Anoki
healing.
not knock them over.
According to Xanathar's, potion of healing specifically requires proficiency with an herbalism kit and not with alchemist supplies, which I think is like, I don't know about that, but it is what it is.
I just wonder, like, if this happens all the time, there has to be somewhere that they're being taken. I don't know. I don't feel like they're just being killed. Otherwise, they would have killed all of the hunters.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like some potentially a weird monster that like kills one of them and like scrambles their brains so the rest of them can't find where their nest is.
Well, if the
Like,
monsters are out there, anything like the monsters in the city, then it's entirely possible that they're the kind of, like, creatures that try to prey on the weak. They wait for one person to get separated from the group and pick them off.
True.
So you guys wait a little bit, and then Gorian comes back to you, and she says, so we've got one of the hunters here. He'll be in a modified form that will be more amenable to you, um, so that he can adequately fit in this house. You see a person walks through wearing like your kind of your standard garb of somebody living out here. It's more like animal hides and things like that. You immediately recognize this, first of all, isn't a giant, so you know it's a dragon. Or you can infer that it's a dragon, which means its clothes are a guise. It looks like this because it chooses to. Um, it could have the fanciest clothes in the world. Um, and you can see it looks human, but you can see a distinctly gold shimmer. And depending on the angle that you look about it, you can actually see refracting light in the shape of these like horns and things like that. So it's not disguising its form. It's just kind of mixing it as best as it can into a humanoid form. Has bright golden eyes. Um, and like other distinctly dragon features that are just barely hidden behind a illusory visage. Um, and he sits down at a table with you. Gorion puts some like earthy teas in front of you that just like fill your nose with a distinct like almost ginger scent. Um, yeah, and he goes, so you're here to talk about my missing compatriot?
Yes, we need to know exactly what happened, or at least whatever you remember.
So I believe I will be the only one who will be speaking to you. We went with another companion, but she is unwilling to speak. Um, yes, so we went outside the protected range to hunt for food together for our families. Um, you never know what kind of beasts or monsters you might encounter out there. We came prepared to fight anything. I'm a capable creature. I have uh, some formidable spells, as I am also a wizard and I'm also a gold dragon. I can breathe fire. I don't know that you know what I am or what I can do. Um, we are not weak. Neither were they. Um, we don't know what happened to us or what we're told happened may not be what we remember happening. And he seemed like kind of shaking his head as he's trying to think about it and isn't speaking so clearly. Um, what we think happened might not be what happened is what is told to us. This is normal in the Fae, however, this is a little bit different just in the sense of how much it happens. Golrion like kind of puts her giant hand on his back as he speaks. Um, what we remember happening uh, was that went we went hunting. We found tracks of some sort of chimeric beast. Um, we knew because its front feet were different than its back. Um, we went that direction. Uh, I caught a scent of venom, which is of no concern to us. So we went and followed that for as far as we could. Eventually, we came to something of uh, just a forested area with a in a gully, and we went there. Uh, then this is where things start to get fuzzy. What I remember finding is something vaguely like a chimeric beast, but it was infected with some sort of disease, and it was more ravenous, and it teared us apart. The differences, of course, is that what I saw was part dragon, part plant, part I think there was manticore mixed in there, and it was different in a lot of parts. But one of my compatriots said that theirs was more contained more elements of a serpent, and in general, our just descriptions of the beast were different. And as become common practice when you go into a place that alters your mind, you go over every detail of the fight that you can remember. And it's not that we got lost in the chaos of the fight. We fought many times before, but the way we described each action in our fight, what we saw each other do, what we did, what we said throughout the fight was different. And we saw our friend die and be taken away. But I don't remember anything after that. All I remember is being in the sky, well, in the canopy, weaving behind trees, running away sometime later. Um, I've done some studying, as I am arcane, and from what I understand, there are limitations on memory modification spells and how long they can take up, and our fight was rather lengthy, uh, I think. And so I suspect what happened is my mind was altered, but the capacity of the spell ended before the timeline of the actual fight. Hence, there's gaps in my memory.
Um, Based on what I remember from my time with Dorothy and Lasgov, did they modify my memory at any point that I would have recalled? Like, or had it been botched, or were there times where things are fuzzy?
First of all, make a general intelligence check to just rack your memory.
12.
12. Okay. Now you can make a wisdom saving throw at disadvantage.
Okay. At disadvantage?
Yeah. You didn't roll high enough on your memory check.
Okay. 2.
2. You're as confident as you can be. You have absolutely no memory of weird memories or anything like that. There were some times you got brain surgery, like really messed with your brain, and you remember having headaches and all that kind of stuff then, but it doesn't sound like your memory issues from that or anything like this. Also, Dorothea didn't really play with magic like that,
Yeah.
at least not to your memory.
Okay.
Mhm.
And these, I guess, chimeric tracks, were these normally the beasts that you would go out and hunt for?
Oh, you never know what you're gonna find out there, but yeah, it's perfectly reasonable to expect something like that.
Hmm. Have you ever encountered, I don't know, like, trying to think of how to word this. I'll figure out how to word this later. My brain is not working.
Um, I guess my only other question, I know this is probably very difficult for you to talk about, so I really appreciate you coming here and talking to us about this today. Um, but have you, do you guys have I'm assuming you guys don't have a lot of visitors to Jotunheim, but did anybody come in within the few days before you guys went on this hunting trip in which, um, Ovarius
Yes.
went missing?
I have lived 2.5 centuries. I have not met you are the most amount of people I have met from the inside city.
Wow.
No, we don't see many people like you.
Okay. I'm just trying to rule out if this is simply some weird monster in the Feywild or some
Or
more
nefarious
nefarious
purposes.
inside job occurring. That's all.
I believe that something untoward has happened to my friend. Others tell me I'm wrong. They're justified in thinking so. But I won't sleep well till I know.
Thank
Would
you.
there be any reason for only him to have some kind of enemies that would
Him?
only go after him?
No. No more than the rest of us. He was kind. He was as gentle as a giant can be. Reasonable sort. Didn't really get in many fights among the rest of us. I
Did,
mean, he's no chromatic dragon.
did he have any special abilities or special things?
Not to my knowledge. Good fighter. Good tracker.
Okay.
Well, at least an important part would be, what does he look like?
Oh, stone giant. He he wears an armor made out of a tough ceramic he makes himself. Um, it's kind of in pieces. Uh, he is prone to using large javelins made out of logs. Those are his preferred weapons, although I believe on the day he also had just a club, but that's he doesn't use that too often.
Right. Do you happen to know anyone? I would assume that you don't want to go back out since all of this has happened. If not, do you know anyone else that would be willing to help us?
His eyes gleam a gold for a second. I swear to you that if I was able to, I would be going out with you and investigating everything I could till I found my friend. However, I made an oath that I would not wander out there again. Go around has made it clear that it would be unsafe and would only endanger myself and those who would aim to rescue me more. So no, I cannot go. Um, there's a tracker if you need a guide. He's good enough at that.
That may be our best bet, where, as you can probably already assume,
We don't
not
know what we're doing.
left this wall. I mean, we know we're professional private investigators. Don't get me
Uh-huh.
wrong, but we have never left the wall and are completely unprepared for what's going to happen. So,
Hmm.
would be wisest for us to have something.
You will not survive.
Oh,
There is a hill giant by the name of Defum. Uh, he lives in a wood shack, and he like gives you some directions, and it's towards the outer edge of the wall.
How do you spell this person's name?
Defum.
Well, thank you very much. We never caught your name. Do you have one that we can call you?
Uh, Grieve Rain. Grieve Rain. There we go. Wrote it down.
Rebrain?
Never said it before.
And how do you spell that one?
Gryvrayn.
Y-N. Cool. I'll make sure I'm spelling things correctly.
Fair. Out of curiosity, because you said that the guy that went missing was a pretty nice guy. No chromatic dragon, not really very like well skilled or anything, but do you think there's anybody around who might have targeted him because he's a nice guy? Any real nasty people that that didn't like him very much?
Things are always tough. Um, Dragons and giants aren't meant to live in societies as compact as this. However, if I were to inspect any treachery, I would expect it between dragons. We are by nature much more territorial and combative than giants are. It's not uncommon that we would see a fight between two dragons over territory or property, especially between chromatic and metallic dragons. However, between giants, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's not what I would look for.
And I suppose that's why we gotta go in and figure it out, huh?
But it was a Wendigo. I heard those guys are pretty nasty.
Stop it. Stop it.
Gosh, campaign.
Only
Why?
one Wendigo per campaign.
That ship
That's
has
why I
sailed.
made a giant Wendigo.
Ah.
We already got our Wendigo, right? Yeah. That was the thing
Killed
that
you for the first time.
the first time.
What are you guys up to?
Okay, I guess we'll go to this guy's house.
Yeah,
The Hagrid of
Defum.
Hagrid of Jotunheim.
Right. You guys walk out, you head over to Diffum. They you walk out, it's this like ugly wooden hut that you see hides of different animals coming down. You do see like a literal just like kind of your standard chimera with like a lion, a goat, and a dragon skull, uh, just like hanging down by its hide, drying out on a tree branch. It stinks real bad. It's like distinct smell of BO and tanning leather. Um, uh, as you walk out, you hear and just like the like rumble in the grass from this large creature sniffing basically, and you see and then stumbles out from the doorway is this like he's shaped like a eggplant, not an eggplant, what is that, a squash, where he goes like, well, where his just like head and upper body are kind of skinny, but then just belly he really widens out. um and he steps out there with like a big walking stick. He's got like two big ogre tusks, and I think he's also about 9 or 8 feet tall. Um, and he's got really basic hide clothing. Hello, I was told that you're gonna be coming by. You want my tracking services?
We need them.
Yeah.
These are things that I provide for a small fee.
Of course.
I request a certain portion of everything you bring back from a hunting trip. I would like a some hide. We can negotiate how much based on what you get. Um, and if you got any money, I would like to have some of that too.
We can certainly negotiate depending on what we find, if anything.
All right,
Also,
how much money you got?
it should be noted that this is less of a hunting mission and more of a search and rescue, so we might not have as much hide as you're used to coming back, because that's not our goal.
Teach and rescue, got it. What else we gonna do? How much money you got?
Not a lot of money, I'm afraid.
Why? Why is the disgusting giant creature like a posh Englishman? Like, why is this happening?
It's what felt right.
Gosh,
It's
this is like
This is also
Yeah.
not posh.
It's not. You're right. You're not. It's not. Look, I'm bad at vocabulary. All right, it's not.
Mhm.
Okay.
Uh,
I think about words and I'm like, I think this is the right descriptor. Sometimes
well,
it
as long as we're going out, I don't really care what you get, but I do need a portion of whatever we gather. So I'm going to need a portion of the seeds and residue that you collect. Um, so that too, not just hunting, the seeds and residue as well. Um, that sounds good to me.
Are you an alchemist of sorts as well?
No,
What do you use them all for?
it's just general policy. You said you're going on a seeds and residue mission, so that's what
no,
I'm here to get.
no, sorry. Search, like look for, and then rescue, like save. We're doing that. We're looking for Ovarius.
Looking for
Saving
seeds and rescuing residue. I've never rescued residue before, but it
Wait,
sounds like a good idea. But you
right,
know, it needs saving.
right. Um, okay. We will figure it out. Um, how much do you how much is your fare usually?
Oh, that's why I've been asking how much money you've got.
Oh, it depends on how much we have. Can I give you like
Usually I feel it out when I hear the number that they have.
well, I probably can spare like 50 gold, less than that maybe.
You represent are you the leader of the group?
Yes.
yes.
Okay, then I'll take that amount, please.
50?
Yes. As the gold.
Okay. Can I pay you half now and half later?
Oh, make a persuasion check.
I think she's doing
What
the
is
talking and not
happening?
me.
I
He
mean, yeah, I'll
said
pay
he
it since I
said
said 50. I didn't
tell
want
me
to go
how much
too
she
low.
got.
Hmm?
Can I like? I don't know if this would be like a retroactive insight check, but like, does it seem like this guy knows what he's talking about? And also, was that dragon just trying to like just screw us over?
Yeah, make an insight check. Go ahead. Make an insight check for the dragon and make an insight check for the giant.
Okay.
Persuasion is 18 total.
I like this guy.
Okay.
Okay. Insight for the dragon was 16. So I was doing that one first.
16. Six Dragon was hard to read. He had a lot of other things going on in his mind. He didn't seem to have the highest opinion of this tracker, but for some reason or another, and he didn't seem to have any ill will against you,
Okay.
although a little bit of a lack of faith. Um, but he did genuinely seem like he wanted you to succeed, but for some reason he suggested this guy.
Okay. Never mind. I won't do the insight check on the other guy then.
No, feel good. I mean, asking if the giant is any good is a perfectly reasonable insight check.
Okay, I will attempt. Oh wow, that's a 24.
24. You look around. Uh, he doesn't seem intelligent, but if you know anything about the people you've met, intelligence isn't exactly a. There's a lot of different ways to be smart. Um, you do see a good amount of just stuff here between animal hides and between animal hides and meats and things, and he's clearly not starving. Um, he's got his own thing going on, and since you know part of his fare is that he gets a small portion of whatever you collect, and he clearly has a good amount of it, he must get business. And also, he's alive, and he's apparently a tracker that goes out there regularly.
True.
Right, I'm all rested up, ready to pack and go. I've got my stick and my bag of things. So if that's all you guys will need.
I did. My persuasion was 18, by the way. I
Oh,
don't
you're
forget.
right. Yes, he goes, oh, yeah, that sounds like a good amount of money. We'll go with that.
Okay, I'll just pass him 25 gold.
He opens it up and he puts it in his hand. He looks at it for a little bit. It's hard to count the little things in big hands. He starts to move it around with his finger, but it's like clearly not made for people of his size. He goes, we don't usually use this money out here. Usually just trade goods. But I like how they look. All right, this sounds good. And he takes them back into his house. Actually, I'm gonna do a real quick intelligence check for him.
To know
I need
whether or
to
not
leave
that money's
for, like,
even like worth
2
anything out
minutes.
here.
I will be back.
No, he knows how much it's worth. He has knowledge of that kind of thing. He's just
Oh,
uh it's more about whether he was going to first of all recognize that it was the wrong amount of money and then also care. Also, our Karena left camera wise.
yeah, it took me a hot second. I
Yeah,
didn't
okay.
think about it.
Yeah, he seems good.
Okay, another question.
Mhm.
Do we want to take a break before we leave to go into the Feywild? Like, I feel like this is a good dinner break point because I haven't eaten yet. Neither has Ryan.
I've been snacking, but I have been staring at my fried rice for a while now.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. If you guys think that's good, we can do that.
Oh, let's wait for Greta to return. And
Did
then
we
we
do
can.
like a 15-minute break?
It's a dinner break.
How long usually are our breaks? I don't remember.
An
Usually,
hour?
like some of them have been an hour, anywhere from 30 to an hour. Sometimes depends. Karina says she can hear.
Okay, so she can hear us, so she's good.
Well, it's 5:45 right now. What if we just say 6:30?
6:30 sounds great. Let's do that. All right, goodbye everyone. We'll be right back at 6:30. We're gonna do a
Oh,
dinner break.
2 people. We'll be back at
Mhm.
6:30.
We've had pretty
That one.
go track down a missing
You
stone
were
giant.
muted until about 3 seconds.
Oh, okay. All right. Then I'm just gonna restart and do all the thing again because I don't know what you guys heard. Welcome back. Uh, our adventurers were just on their way to find a missing stone giant in the forest surrounding Cardinfall. Constantly bombarded with the Fey energies from the collapsing Feywilds plane. Yes. And they're going to follow a tracker named Defum, and he's going to after they just discussed payment.
What
Oh
is
yeah,
the
and
what is the
they just
food?
discussed payment and they're gonna head in. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Let's not die. Woo.
I don't know. I mean, sometimes, sometimes that's the fun part.
Dying in the
Make it,
wild. Yeah.
just in general, make a new character, have something fun.
So
All
we're
right,
heading out now?
if you'd like to.
Hey, if we die, Karana can start her campaign.
No.
Yes.
No, 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 no. Not ready. Alright.
Right, so I'm ready to go whenever you'd like. I've got my bag and things.
This sounds like what's his name from Ragnarok?
This isn't anything like that.
Borg.
Cord.
When he's cold.
There's
You
no
need to be
time like
afraid. There's some rocks. Only if your scissors. There's a little rock paper scissors joke for you.
Um, all right, so let's go head out in the forest. Keep an eye out. Don't eat anything unless you want to. And if any fairies talk to you, don't do that.
Noted.
Anyway, let's head out. And he begins walking in, and he goes, "All right, so we tracking somebody or seeds?" Okay.
Someone. His name is Ovarius. We were told that he
Alright.
would wear a ceramic armor. Maybe we might
Right.
find pieces of that. He also used javelins, had a club with him, like to beat things.
A long
Oh,
javelin.
that's what you do with clubs.
Mhm.
You know, also open walnuts. All right, so I can do that. Let me just I can. He reaches into his big bag and he pulls out some stuff, and he gets all these like little flowers and things, and you see him like whisper something into it, and some of them just like grow in his hand, and then like out sprouts something that looks like dandelions, um, and then the like bulb dandelions covered in seeds, and he blows on it, and even though there is wind and stuff around you, they begin to go fly in a direction that isn't the direction of the wind. He goes, "All right, uh, I don't know if he's alive or not, but the place that the forest is telling me I should look is that way. So we're gonna go that way.
Sounds great.
Right.
All right, let's go."
It's a wonderful little trick.
Follow the dandelion.
hmm
I love it.
I learned it from the trees. Um, and he's gonna walk you into the forest. I would like for the group to make a let's call it a survival check.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm mediocre at those.
17.
17. All right, he's going to roll. Okay,
23.
Ooh.
23.
Do I have to make a separate one for Inoki?
No.
19. Also, I would like to just go ahead and cast Goodberry and distribute it to people. So I guess I would give each of you 2 good berries, and I'll keep 4 for myself.
Are you giving Defum a good berry?
Sure, I'll give him one.
And what do they look? Are they like cookies or something?
Yeah, I mean, I assume they're like little, like, they're something me and my dad invented all by ourselves. They're little, we call them Mackie runes.
Is this
me
like
and
a thing I can add or like
me and Ryan had a conversation where Ryan was like, I feel like you should have invented something, like some kind of food. And so what I landed on was that my character's dad's name, the gnome that like built him, his name was Mackie, and he invented the popular dessert known as Mackie runes.
that is cute? What do the good berries do?
They just give you 1 hit point.
Oh.
So really, and they can provide enough nourishment to sustain you for a day. But really, the kicker is like if Corinna dies, then either of us could just go force one down her throat
Oh.
and wake her up.
Cool. Will probably be very useful.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah,
So
I'll give him one, and I'll give the cat one too. Maybe he could do something with it. I don't know. Does the cat have
Alright.
somewhere to hold a good berry? It just holds it in its mouth, and if someone
I
goes
mean,
down, it just
I can hold
like regurgitates into your.
I can hold the good berry for Inoki,
Sure.
but I don't think Inoki would really benefit from.
Well, the thing about the good berry is the person I'm giving the good berry to is not the person that's going to benefit from it. You're the person that's going to administer it to someone else when they die. Presumably.
I don't think Inoki has pockets.
That's fair. That's a good point.
Oh my gosh, I can make a little satchel for them. They can have their own little moldy pouch that just hangs from their neck. How cute would that be? Oh my gosh. Like a little collar. Cute.
right.
I'll
So
give-
moving on.
Then Lizzie.
I need
Lizzie has 3
somebody to roll a percentile die.
I'll do it.
That survival check determined what table you guys are rolling on.
Nice.
43.
43. Let me check my things.
What kind of horrible beast will eat us today? Who's
Well, all of you actually rolled quite well. So,
Well, whatever we get, it's Krenna's fault because she rolled the percentile dice.
all right. So, this isn't half bad. You guys are walking through, and after about 15 to 30 minutes, it seems like Defum knows where he's going. But as you guys travel through the forest, it keeps getting denser and denser. And they're like large, dark evergreen trees. But something you notice as you go is that I'm going to be referencing Annihilation a lot. But like that movie, you see along these trees, there's what appear to be different flowers coming from the same tree or the same bush, which I guess none of you would know anything about nature, but you would understand that like plants have one flower. Different species have different flowers. It seems like the life in this area is mutating so quickly that they're effectively different species forming out of the same individual. So like you see like trees and bushes and things with like hundreds of different types, colors, and shapes of flowers, um, all coming out of the same thing. Sometimes they look unnatural, sometimes they look non-functional, and sometimes they are. But many of them are still very beautiful. But this is kind of what you're seeing as you walk through the forest. And yeah, and as you're walking through, when Anoki steps on the soil and see the grass that is beneath her paws when they lift them up, you see them flower and blossom. Um, Uh, and eventually, you come across something of a clearing where it looks like the other types of plants are being somehow outcompeted by this center tree. And you see this large, dark tree with like a black bark. Um, its leaves are thin and almost like they're almost skin-like and see-through, and you can see like black or like red. It almost looks like veins going through the leaves. And you look at the tree, and uh, as you inspect closer, you can see that there's the shape of human parts that have been just like malformed inside of the tree, as if this tree grew around a person and like fused into it. So you can see like the elongated face of a human skull that bark has grown in and around, um, twisted in some kind of face of torment. And and out from it, there's this like golden yellow ooze coming out the side.
Is
Whoa.
this normal around here?
I've never seen anything like that, but I suppose it's as normal as anything else around here.
I feel like we should be worried about this tree trying to swallow us or something.
Well, I don't know. It looks pretty friendly to me.
Do you recognize the person that's there?
There's a person in there. Oh, okay. Let me take a closer look. And he
No.
puts his face
Be
up pretty
careful.
close. Oh, okay. I'll just take a step back. And he looks at it again. All right. Um, I think that person there is very dead. Looks person size, pretty strange, gotta say. Um, uh, yeah, I don't know who they are.
Right.
Cool. Well, as long as they're not the person we're looking for.
Anybody feel free to make both Nick's.
Can I just throw a stick at it? Just at the
Yeah.
tree? I just throw a stick
You
at
throw
the
a,
tree.
you throw a stick at it, bounces off.
At first I was imagining like rubber like point.
Science! That's called
Um,
science right there. I do it again.
Okay.
I do it
Yeah, how-
three times. For adequate
How
scientific
hard are you
effect.
tring it?
I'm just tossing it at the tree. See if it like
Okay,
absorbs them.
bounces off the bark.
Yeah. You gotta try more than once though. That's science.
Uh, all right. So either any of you can make a history check, a history or a medicine check. However, Crumbs and Nyx have advantage.
Oh yeah? Wow. A history or medicine?
Yes.
Well, I'm better at medicine. So. Oh, come on. Why you gotta do that to me?
Ooh, 18.
I also got 18.
Hey.
Crazy.
Same wavelength.
Aether, you get anything?
Wait, am I also making it?
Yeah,
Mhm.
just you're making normal rolled advantage.
I did a
Um,
medicine check, by the way, if it makes a difference.
Okay, that does matter. The kind of information
Ew.
you get. You've seen. You don't know anything. You've seen. You think you recognize the sap slightly. Um, you don't remember much except that this tree looks like it might be oozing spinewood sap,
Mm.
which is a drug, a very expensive drug that is sold sometimes for high values. However, it is very dangerous to use and very powerful as well. Um, you know, if you're in a tight spot.
Yeah, I had a feeling this was similar to like the flesh garden style that you talked about before.
Yeah, you would be right. This is you didn't roll a history check, so you're not sure how connected this would be to that. You can if you would like, but you're not sure how this would relate to the flesh gardens. However, it seems to be a similar idea.
I mean,
Because
this might have. What?
Nyx rolled a history, and she rolled an 18. Then I'll give you that this is indeed Spinewood sap, which is normally grown in the Arboretum district in the flesh gardens. However, you do also remember that the flesh gardens are particular about how they grow these things, and usually they take each part and grow different plants out of different organs, and the spine wood usually comes from the spine. Whereas this seems to be a full person that just was uncultured in this way and was formed here. Uh-oh. Basically, this seems like something like what they do in the flesh gardens happened naturally as opposed to in a cultivated way.
Yeah, that was kind of what I was gonna say. That this just seems like probably maybe the natural occurrence that inspired that. Funky.
Yeah. But you're watching.
No,
As you're watching, you actually see there's a small seed pod at one point, um, at one part of it, and it's about this big, and it's just like starts to open slightly, and you can see there's and it's like pulsing a little bit, and as it goes out, you can see a beating heart, just in the seed pod.
Oh my gosh.
Like from a person?
Looks human.
Uh,
Mm.
I guess I'm a little glad that you haven't seen something like this before, because if this was normal.
I didn't realize these happened naturally. I always thought that this was something that the druids just made. Mm,
I suppose everything becomes natural when the world is completely unnatural now.
mm, weird. Well, don't touch the sap.
Yeah. Should we keep following those?
Yeah,
See?
we should keep moving.
Out of curiosity, does anybody
Mhm.
know whether or not this tree is conscious? If the heart is still beating?
Well, it's not talking to me, so I don't really know what else to do. Maybe it's asleep.
It might just be living like most trees are living, but it has to probably have some sort of consciousness if it's able to swallow a person.
Well, that's
Yeah.
kind of my point. Is if it's got a person in it and a beating human heart, do you think that person is suffering?
I think they're probably already dead.
I assumed so.
Heartbeat's a pretty universal sign that that's not the case.
I
I think
assumed it was from the tree.
free, yeah.
You might be right. I would just hate to leave it like this if that wasn't the case.
I think for the sake of one, our sanity, and two, our lives, we should not start fights with trees right now and just try to find the guy that we're looking for.
Oh, I also meant to ask about the sanity factor. Uh, they told us that some people were able to see the more dense pockets of bad fey magic things to avoid them. Are you able to see that, or are we just kind of like going in blind and get in, get out? Hopefully, we don't go insane.
Well, I don't know how much time you've ever spent in the forest, but we've actually been doing pretty well so far. So some people who are more magical can sense the pockets, but I don't really have that. So I can instead what I do is I look around the forest and I pay attention to what the forest is doing. As you can see, the mutations and the changes in the plants and things have been pretty normal. Whereas in the heavy pockets of heavy magic, you can see that it reacts more. It might talk to you, it might do some more things, it might wrap around your feet, it'll do things, sometimes it get angry when you step on it, or it'll do nice things when you give it things, or it'll eat animals or other things like that. And that's how you know you're in a pocket of high magic.
Not
So,
often that I'm glad that I'm not actually a living creature.
okay, good
You're
to
not a
know.
living creature.
Well, it's a hotly debated topic, to put it simply. There's,
Highly debated.
it's
Oh, we
complicated.
won't talk about that. All
But
right.
no, we can talk about it. It doesn't bother me. It's just something. Technically, I'm made of like metal, not
I'm confused as to
not
how this
flesh.
conversation is going. That's just a private matter, and I will be leaving it there.
I like to
Um,
think I have a soul. It's in there somewhere.
I'm so confused.
I'm just saying that I'm not made of meat, so the plants probably won't want to eat me.
Okay.
Let's keep
Um,
going.
yes, that sounds like a good idea. He seems uncomfortable with that for some reason.
I just hope. I hope so, at least.
Um, yeah, so you guys begin to walk further into the forest. Um, yeah, eventually, I'm not gonna make you guys roll again. That was just you guys did good and you rolled well. There was a chance for an encounter there.
What?
That didn't happen
Make me
because you
suffer.
rolled good survival. Um, so then, as you begin to travel through, you eventually get to this portion of the woods, and he starts going, "All right, so you're going to want to be extra careful now. I believe we're getting to the place. Um, so whatever took your friend, maybe it's still there. Maybe it's eating them right now. That'd be spooky. Anyway,
Thanks, Ron.
um,
Yeah, it would be. Wouldn't that? Wouldn't it be? It would be.
so we'll just have to be careful. It's good to go into sneaky times.
Sneaky time.
Right?
Should we roll stealth checks?
Do I even need to make an insight check to know whether or not this guy is sneaky in any sense of the word?
Go ahead on an insight check.
I'll go ahead and roll an insight check.
It just like goes down to the ground like no one's looking at
I'll try, but is it worth? I got a nat one. Never mind.
Dude, this guy's a
Cool.
ranger.
This guy's a ghost.
He seems like he might be stealthy.
He's a living ghost.
Well,
Honestly,
I just
I don't
want
even know how I've been able to see him up until this point. Like,
I want you guys let you know. So I can fight and things, but I don't. If something goes bad, I probably won't get in the midst of combat, or if I do, I'll keep my distance.
Makes
I
sense.
don't like to do things that are dangerous.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I love doing it.
Profession to choose for that, but understandable.
Well, usually, what I do is when I see scary things, I just run away, and that usually goes pretty well.
That's certainly a sane response.
Hmm.
Well, any help you can give would be appreciated. Otherwise, we will do our best.
And we can help you too.
You can help me. Okay.
If anybody
Um,
dies, put that little candy thing in their mouth.
a little
Right.
candy. Okay. Little pastry. All right, we got this. All right, so it's right up ahead. Let's just be extra careful. If you guys don't mind, I believe it's about 100 feet that way. So I'm just gonna, and you see him start to stand behind a tree, and his shoulders and his like bottom half are clearly seen behind the tree. He just kind of peeks his eye out. I'm just gonna stand over here in case
I don't
there's
know.
any trouble.
I don't know what you're talking about, Ryan. I can't see him at all. That man's a ghost.
Yeah,
Should we roll stealth
blends
check?
right in.
He's legendary.
Yeah, if you'd like to. You
Yeah.
don't have to follow his advice. You can not stealth.
Honestly, can I
Yeah,
give myself
okay.
like double disadvantage? Because I'm just like that's how you sneak right there.
Oh, so by the way, let's see what he notices. All right. Other reason I think it's close to mine, we might have to be extra careful, is I'm smelling charcoal in the air.
What does that mean?
It smells like there was a fire here a while ago.
Oh, so like
Like burnt wood,
dragon?
Oh,
Oh,
or like a
I didn't
campfire.
think that could happen too. I don't know.
I guess we'll find out.
Also, you guys don't, unless you guys like roll good perception or something, you guys don't smell the fire.
Sure.
Um, Also, you don't see any sense of smoke or anything like that. Seems like his nose might actually be genuinely really strong somehow.
Nice.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a stealth, but I also might try to have Inoki scout ahead.
Sure.
I rolled
All
an
right.
8.
You rolled an 8. All right.
Yeah.
19.
I got an 11.
19.
Nice.
11. Great. All right. So Noki is scouting ahead. Is Noki stealthing?
Yes.
All right. Are you warging into Inoki? Or
Like,
actually, you ask Inoki to do that. Uh, and Inoki turns around and looks at you with his big round cat eyes, and they say, "See what I see, so you may walk the forest like a cat." And then just like, and all of a sudden your like eyes go psychedelic for a second, and then your pupils slit, and you start to see into the eyes of Inoki,
Woo!
and Inoki begins to pitter patter away. What's Inoki's stealth check?
stealth check, I will roll one for them.
Psychedelic cat. Ooh.
Just immediately looking at
Also a
Ryan's face.
19.
Okay. Um. So begins to walk into the forest, and you can like jumps over logs and things that are lying on the ground. You can see several large trees. Eventually, you come across eventually, Anoki goes and sees there's a large portion of the ground where there are. It's weird because it looks like the forest quickly adapts. Like there's plants grown in this area that look very different than the ones around it. But you can see remnants of charcoal and burned wood and plant in this large area. Um, and Inoki sniffs it, and in a sense, more stronger than you can smell. You like smell charcoal that smells different than charcoal. Like maybe it's more carbonized or something like that. Um, and you can see that like there's a little bits of fire and like you can see claw marks in other places just around the place. But there's also like plants growing in there that have like a red tint, or you look at some of the leaves and there's a much more waxy film around them.
Okay. Um, can I see any signs of armor, like remnants of a person?
Sure, make a perception or investigation check with disadvantage, and do it with Inoki stats.
Okay. 14.
14. Okay, Inoki looks around for a second, and Inoki's looking at the forest floor, and then all of a sudden, and your vision goes back.
Yikes.
Oh no, someone stomped on my cat.
That's a real yikes.
No, you don't get any sound of any kind. It's just like the image shuts out.
Like I can't look around?
Or the cat's either
Like
dead,
you're back at you. No
or
more
it's-
working.
or it's too far away. Or it's just
Can I like call Inoki back?
Sure. You try to will Inoki back or like call her name and just nothing happens.
What's wrong?
No, my vision just stopped. And Inoki's not coming back.
Do you think something attacked it?
Maybe.
Should probably go in then. What else can we do?
Well, all we can do really is now go in there and see what's happened. The other problem might be, though, that whatever's there now knows something's here? I don't know.
Right.
Whew. Well,
Better not give it more time to find us. We should.
okay. I will lead the charge and start sneaking in.
I'm gonna turn on my thing. What will I choose? I'll turn on Wonder Spark to the cloud one. Let's do that one.
don't forget your
The cannon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonder.
don't forget your
All right.
whopping 4 temp HP.
And my cookie. I'll eat the cookie.
I'll also eat my cookie. Question.
Mhm.
If I can remember what I was gonna ask you. Oh, wait, never mind. I was just gonna say that I relayed everything I saw to like Aether and Crumbs and stuff.
Thanks.
And before we go in, can I just like ask if that sounds familiar to him?
Oh yeah. Sometimes when there's something happens in the forest, the plants quickly regrow and adapt to the environment. For instance, sometimes I've known people who are wizards fire like cold in there and the plants they die, but then some of them live and then when they grow back in like 4 minutes, they come back and they're cold resistant. So if you put cold on them again, they survive. So probably what happened is that there was fire there and then the plants got anti-fire.
Oh, I
And
wish
they
I could
attacked
be.
to kill it?
What? Maybe they were attacking the plants with fire. I don't know why some people would attack a plant though. They're very nice.
Well, we know that Grivrain, was that how you said his name? The dragon?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Grivrain said that he could breathe fire. So it's also possible this was part him.
Part of the scuffle, you think?
Yeah. Do chimeras breathe fire?
It depends on the chimera. Sometimes they do.
Okay. Well,
Chimera is kind of the general term that means any creature that's a bunch of other creatures
Yeah.
combined into one creature.
Well, I guess let's just go, huh?
Can I get a marching order, please?
I'll go in the front.
Okay.
I'll go in the middle since both of us are not stealthy anymore.
How close are you to each other?
Honestly, I would opt to be like pretty much directly behind Aether.
Cool.
I can be
Okay.
like a few feet ahead of the group. Maybe like a safe COVID distance of 6.
It's
You
like
got it.
that's like a single square, but I appreciate the
5 feet apart, so we won't die.
Sure.
Just chilling in a hot tub. 5 feet apart because I'm not gay.
Oh
Hmm.
my.
All right.
I know when Vine was a thing.
Yeah, I don't need to worry about that right now.
Yeah, I can safely say I never downloaded it.
Neither.
I would. Aether, what's your passive perception? Crumbs,
16.
what's your passive perception?
You want to know something remarkable?
Hmm.
I just clicked on my character builder just cause, and scrolled down and realized I never picked my ability score improvement for level 4
Oh.
Hunter, so that's fun.
What?
Yeah. My passive perception is 15.
Okay.
Interesting. That's pretty cool.
Okay.
Anything
Don't
else
love
I'm missing here?
that.
What
I'm
is-
sorry. I'm gonna try to fix something.
What
So
is
it'll be
wrong
all-
with me, dude? I also have 2 more cantrips that I never picked for cleric. Did I just stop making my character like halfway through?
Oh no.
That's probably why I didn't pick them, because I probably didn't know what to pick.
Okay. I don't love that, but we're just gonna have to live with this. I'm gonna.
Sounds great.
I don't like this. Okay.
I don't think I have dark vision, do I?
Okay. I'm gonna have to do some things out of the order that I would like to do them. So this is gonna seem a little rough.
All of
I need everyone to roll initiative, and
we are being attacked. Ooh.
Do you want me to keep track?
Natural 20.
Yeah, I had 20 in our initiative. I get a whopping +0 to initiative, so let's see how that goes. That little digital dice literally like spun on that 20 and then tipped onto 14.
hey Matt, we're on a D&D map, by the way, or combat map, by the way.
Oh yeah?
Are you streaming?
Right?
Oh no.
Can you guys see that?
I don't.
Yes. I
Okay.
did. Now I see us.
I don't.
Ah, they're little sticks.
Lizzie, do you see it now?
No. Hold on.
It's loading.
That's adorable.
Oh yeah, do you like our little icons now?
Why do I recognize this music? Ryan, what music is it?
Wait. There we go.
I don't know, I've used it before.
I feel like I recognize it.
Loading.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Can I get initiatives?
21.
Yeah. Aether, what are you?
21.
21. Okay.
Somehow, I rolled a natural 20.
I got a 14.
You doing that accent now?
Yeah, this is Crumbs' new voice.
Oh, don't
He
do
said
that
he's gonna
accent.
talk for the rest of the campaign.
I'm 17.
I don't know what to- I don't know what to do with the ability score improvement. That's the problem.
It seems to be loading for Matt too, right?
Indeed. It is.
I don't
Although
like
for like
that.
the first time ever, I can actually see Ryan's face while he's sharing his screen. It's pretty insane.
Yeah, that's because I'm okay, I'm gonna do this. And I'm gonna disconnect from Discord real quick and try to get back.
A well-oiled machine.
Spoiled it. Now they all know we use Discord.
How dare.
Here. Hey, we win. Bad guys are all dead.
Am I still here?
Hi.
Yeah,
I can still hear you.
we can't lose if we can't fight.
I don't know why this is happening. I'm so sorry, everyone.
It's
Um,
all good.
Oh,
It
Technology.
seems that I have to share my screen instead of like my application that I use for this. Which is, you know, bad. That's... There we go.
Ah. Gosh, this is the cutest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Our kitties are so cute!
This is... Alright, so is everybody's initiatives all set?
Yeah.
I'm also gonna have to turn this down some for me. So we good to go?
Yes.
Woo.
Okay. Aether's up first, right?
Oh no.
Yeah, 21.
I hate
21.
going
And
first.
what is Nyx and Quipper? Not Quipper, Crumbs.
Nyx is a 17. Crumbs is 14.
I'm supposed to be behind Aether, by the way. Although,
Okay, yeah.
I'm not super nitpicky about it.
Nyx.
Also, for if there's anybody watching the stream, I have no idea. Those chibi characters are also courtesy of Corona.
The grind
Because
never
yes.
stops.
Can you like flip them around? Like if you grab the side and move it across, can you make them face in different directions?
No, I can't. This application doesn't do that for some reason.
Can you flip them? Like click them and mirror
I
them?
could make a
No.
flip version.
That would take so much time and effort from me.
No, what if you just right click it?
Here's what I can do. I can
Yeah,
do
right
this
there.
every time.
No, the other one. Click it, and then click. No, one more to the left. Right, you were one more to the right. Click that one. Why didn't it do anything? That
I
totally
just-
should have. That should have flipped it, but it did. That's like the
Yep.
mirror. That's like the classic mirror button.
This is what we have.
It is what it is.
So what you guys see, climbing up in the canopy,
Oh.
only Aether and Crumb see this, but up in the canopy hangs a giant, I suppose it's a large, silver dragon, and you can see vines growing in and around its body like a parasite. It seems like it's rotted for a few days, but they're just like vines keeping it moving and alive. And it seems like it's in a pouncing stance up in the canopy, ready to attack.